just not going to do any trade with them at all. They've apparently now buckled under and have agreed to let Trump into their kind of air bases. So again, he's won.
Yeah, and listen, he's being decisive, right? That's the thing we talked about. You can never tell the future, right? You can never know how people are going to look back in 50 years at major geopolitical decisions that a president or a prime minister makes. But the key thing is you have to pick a strategy, you have to move on it, and you have to be decisive. And you can't have Keir Starmer sort of, in tears over whether or not he's in breach of international law. You need to decide, is this in the national interest of my country? And if it is, you need to take that decision. And I think Trump, certainly on Iran, I think on Venezuela as well, has generally done that. And my guess is that in 50 to 100 years' time, people will forget about, some of the occasionally crazy things that Trump has said during his time as president, and they'll remember some of the big decisions that he made. And I think they'll be looked back upon as the correct ones in a lot of cases.
I think there's no question about that. Lisa says this: I wish Mike would let this bloke speak for more than 30 seconds. So annoying. It's amazing what people hear, isn't it?
That's weird.
Isn't it weird? I mean, I thought I'd been letting you speak.
Yeah.
Have you got any complaints about the
No,
fact that you
definitely
come on
not.
here?
No.
So, Lisa, I don't know what drugs you're on, but I would change your prescription if
There's
I
a
were you.
back and forth. It's good.
Well, that's the whole point. It's called a debate and a conversation. The other thing, a bit of breaking news that's coming from Charlotte. South East Water has apparently been fined £22 million after repeated supply failures, which again will make no difference at all because they'll pay the fine, because from their perspective it's better to pay the fines that they keep getting than it is to actually repair the system, which allows billions and billions of litres of water to leak into the ground literally every minute of the day.
Yeah, it's just all part of Britain's sort of rotting, decaying infrastructure, isn't it?
Yeah.
People have been let down in almost every area.
Yeah, absolutely shocking. So, I mean, in terms of the coming days and weeks, we've got Keir Starmer once again surviving something that we never thought he would survive.
Yeah.
We've got a ship, HMS Dragon, on its way to the Mediterranean. We'll get there sometime a week on Friday or something. I just can't see how he's still sitting there. I just don't understand it. We're told that come the May elections, he'll be gone. But I'm beginning to wonder now if even he won't leave then. Yeah.
Every week there's going to be, I'm going to sort of leave here thinking, is he going to be here next time I'm here? And he's starting to look like a bit of a survivor, isn't he? He's a bit like the Black Knight in Monty Python, just a flesh wound.
Right.
He's lost all 4 limbs and his sort of head's hanging off his neck.
But he's completely irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Internationally irrelevant, diplomatically irrelevant. In the country, it would seem everybody hates him. He's the most unpopular Prime Minister of all time.
Yeah. And he doesn't even have any staff in Downing Street.
Yeah, now nobody wants to work for him.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
He just sat by himself in a Downing Street flat.
I mean, I try not to get depressed about the state of our nation, but it really is quite awful, isn't it?
It's bleak, yeah. It's really bleak.
Bleak. That's a word. That is a word. Elliot Keck, ladies and gentlemen, from the Taxpayers Alliance. I try to shut him up every 20 seconds because that's obviously my strategy to make sure.
Probably wise.
I'll fade his mic down.
Just fade him down, yeah, exactly right. Pooch there in the background. Elliot, great to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Taxpayers Alliance doing a brilliant job holding this government to account because somebody needs to do it. We will be talking coming up to a whole host of great guests, including Jamie Jenkins coming up after the news at 8 o'clock. Right now, though, let's just get some news with Edward Hughes.
Good morning, I'm Edward Hughes. The escalating Middle East conflict dominates UK headlines today, with Prime Minister Keir Starmer insisting the protection of over 130,000 British nationals in the region remains the government's top priority amid ongoing US and Israeli strikes on Iran and Iranian retaliatory actions. The UK has allowed limited US use of British bases, but is not directly joining offensive operations. Defence Secretary John Healey confirmed the UK's terror threat level is under active review following the strikes, while Foreign Secretary concerns grow over risks to UK troops and civilians. President Trump has publicly criticised Starmer's approach, calling him no Winston Churchill and straining transatlantic ties. Elsewhere, Chancellor Richard III highlighted inflation forecasts averaging 2.3% for 2026, though growth projections were downgraded. In sports, and Arsenal extended their Premier League lead with a win over Brighton. More details throughout the day. Latest Tigers.
the news. Couple of things to say to you. One of the things that we announced yesterday, and do you know what? Actually, I also want to say this to you, Pooch. Partly because of the fact that my son is staying with me, and partly because of my just general kind of ineptitude, I try and pick out my shirt and tie combination the night before I go to bed, in order so that I don't have to put too many lights on in the morning. Yeah. And I thought I'd picked a completely different tie. I'm wearing a completely different... I haven't worn this tie for ages, right? Because it's kind of greenish. And I thought I was picking out a bluish tie to go with this today. Yeah. It looks all right. I don't really mind it.
We've both got the same colour shirt on.
Oh, yeah, we have. Yeah, absolutely. Pooch there showing me the pink shirt. So, and I was cursing my son this morning because... as I was getting ready to go out, it's one of those things where you try and like coordinate the lights, right? So I've got the bathroom light on when I'm obviously, you know, having a shower. Then I put that light off. Then I go back into the bedroom and I have that light on. And then shortly before I leave, I have to put the light on in the hallway so that I can see to get out and lock the door and all that. And so at certain points, there's no lights at all. And so I put the light off in the bedroom before I put the light on in the hallway. And I picked up my briefcase to carry it out. And it was upside down and everything fell out of it. And I was like, and I was trying really desperately hard not to wake him up, the boy, because he was out a bit late last night. But anyway, never mind that. So here I am wearing a slightly different coloured tie. I hope you don't mind it. Because I've got another tie in my post bag, yeah, which is what I was going to do here, right? So this, another heron tie, which is very nice. And this comes from some lovely people in Suffolk, Pauline and Andy Davis. This is with a dark cloud hovering over the UK, just a little something to brighten your day. We honestly hope you have it, Mike. Yeah, thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Pauline and Andy. That's lovely. Also, I should say, I've got to make a correction to something that I announced that I got the other day, because this has happened before, where I've actually ended up thanking the wrong person, right? So, for example, let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second. It's National Book Day, by the way. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, because I keep thanking the wrong people, right? This one comes from, where are we? I should have really got this together before. Oh yeah, this is from Linda, right? It's nice to see you wearing the tie that I sent you. However, the name you are mentioning, Frederick Thomas, is the supplier from Etsy. And do you remember, Pooch, when I said I'd mentioned the wrong people, Etsy? Yeah. And Etsy apparently is some kind of online, I don't know, marketing company, shop or something like that. So my apologies, Linda. So thank you for the lovely tie. And that was the tie that I think I wore last Thursday for Plank of the Week, which is it's quite a sort of elegant heron tie. It's got like little tiny herons on it. So I wore that. I've also got from Deborah in so officially that's the one, yeah. So that's the one that came, and because it said on it Frederick Thomas ties, I just assumed it was from Frederick Thomas. Because, you know, I'm a simple creature. So, Linda, thank you for pointing that out. So if I do end up thanking the wrong people, my apologies. Just send a little correction to Substack. Because as we said yesterday, if you're a Substack member, we are now spending a lot more time. We've got a dedicated member of our team to watch over you and to make sure that if you've got any complaints or you've got any problems, you know, you will be listened to and you will have a solution hopefully supplied to you over the course of time. This one from Deborah in Birmingham, who sent a lovely coaster, which I'm going to hold up like that. Is that good? Can you see that? Look at that. There's a heron on it. It says The Mike Graham Show. She's made it by herself. I make arts and crafts, and I've sent you this drinks coaster. If it gets sticky, don't immerse it in water. It's been treated with strong varnish. You can clean it with a damp cloth and buffed with furniture polish. Good luck with the show. Deborah in Birmingham, thank you. So, as I say, we're going to try and just open things as we go to make sure that we all feel very, very warm and fuzzy about it all. Also, what I wanted to say to you was this. We now have bumper stickers, right? I'm going to show you one here because obviously everybody wants one. Here it is, The Mike Graham Show. A bumper sticker that you can stick on anything you like. I mean, it's adhesive. You can stick it on a car, or you can stick it on your fridge, or you can stick it on the back of your husband's barber if you want. And what I'm going to say to you is this is how you get one, because we had to think long and hard about how to do this. And basically what we want you to do is to send a stamped, addressed envelope, okay, in order for you to get it for free. So what you've got to do is get a size C5 is the size you need, which is not difficult. It's not an unusual size. It's basically that size. So it's like that, right? That sort of size. I know that you might not be able to see that. And here's the address. It's the Mike Graham Show, PO Box 257, Battle, East Sussex, TN33 3FS. So the Mike Graham Show, PO Box 257, Battle, East Sussex, TN33 3FS. Please do send a stamped addressed envelope there, and we will send you out a free bumper sticker. Now, the only wrinkle to this is that if you're listening to us from another country, we can't really do it internationally. So what we would ask you to do is, if you're in fact able to find somebody in Britain who's a friend of yours, get them to send a stamped addressed envelope, and then they can forward it to you, because we can't really do it any other way, I'm afraid. So if you are living abroad, and we know we've got lots of listeners in Cambodia, in Canada, in the Middle East, in Hong Kong, in America, in South America, in Thailand, in Vietnam, and all sorts of places, I realise that you probably would want one of these, but there really isn't any way for us to do it unless you can get somebody in Britain to get a stamped addressed envelope to us. We can send it to them and they can send it on to you. That would be the best thing to do.